August 11, 2025. Outside the White House, a massive crowd gathers, their chants echoing through the streets. Signs demand freedom, local rights, and resistance to a plan they fear will change D.C. forever. Residents, activists, and business owners unite, opposing President Trump's decision to deploy federal agents across the city. They see this as an attack on D.C.'s right to self-governance, a fight for the city's soul. The protest is a direct response to the president's announcement of a federal crackdown. News of hundreds of federal officers and possible National Guard deployment has sent shockwaves through the community. Demonstrators argue this is presidential overreach, a political move to assert federal dominance. Their message: D.C. will not stand by silently. Chants demand respect for D.C.'s autonomy and for federal agents to stand down. This is more than noise, it's a powerful display of civic engagement. The crowd is organized, passionate, and determined to be heard. As a major presidential announcement looms, their presence is a clear message. D.C. is watching. The city stands united, ready to defend its future. President Trump's plan is a forceful surge of federal power into D.C. Over 450 federal officers, including FBI agents, are already on the streets, investigating crimes, making arrests, and establishing a strong presence. The U.S. military is on standby, with National Guard troops prepared for deployment at the president's order. Their roles could range from protecting federal agents to supporting law enforcement operations. This signals a long-term, large-scale intervention in the city's affairs. The White House frames this as a mission to restore order and make the Capitol a beacon of security. Residents have already seen federal officers patrolling neighborhoods, handling everything from serious crimes to minor infractions. The federal government is no longer just overseeing local police, it's taking direct control of day-to-day law enforcement. This shift raises profound questions about authority, jurisdiction, and the future of policing in D.C. The president's strategy is clear. Use the full might of the federal government to impose his vision. The city's dynamic is changing rapidly. The implications for local autonomy are enormous. The White House justifies its intervention by painting D.C. as a city in crisis. President Trump cites high-profile crimes like attacks on federal employees to argue that local government can't protect its citizens. These incidents are amplified to create urgency and justify bypassing local authority. The president promises a comprehensive plan to address crime and renew the city, hinting at a broader transformation. The administration's language is one of rescue and restoration, positioning the federal government as D.C.'s savior. This narrative is fiercely contested by local officials who point to broader statistics showing a different reality. The debate isn't just about crime, it's about who controls the city's future. The president's focus on fear and danger is a strategic move to make federal intervention seem necessary. Critics argue it's a political tool to assert authority and push through controversial policies. The battle over D.C.'s image is now a battle for its governance. The stakes have never been higher. President Trump has issued a sweeping order. The homeless must leave central D.C. immediately. He promises alternative housing far from the capital, but the move is abrupt and controversial. Backed by a recent executive order, federal authorities now have power to clear encampments and place people in treatment facilities, often without consent. Human rights groups condemn the policy as forced civil commitment and a violation of liberties. About 3,800 homeless individuals live in D.C. 800 are unsheltered and directly targeted by this order. The plan raises urgent questions. Where will people go? What care will they receive? Will they have any choice? The president draws a sharp line: homeless must leave, criminals will be jailed. Critics warn this blurs the line between homelessness and criminality, risking further marginalization. The policy marks a shift from support to enforcement and relocation. D.C.'s approach to homelessness is being fundamentally altered by federal decree. The city's most vulnerable face uncertainty and fear. The debate over compassion versus control is at the heart of this new order. The president's actions have ignited a fierce debate over who truly governs Washington. D.C. is not a state. Its home rule is limited and can be revoked by Congress. A full federal takeover would require Congress, but the president wields significant powers, like commanding the D.C. National Guard. Federal law allows the president to take control of D.C.'s police in emergencies. By declaring a crisis, Trump claims legal grounds to sideline local leaders. The legality of mass homeless removals is murky, especially on non-federal land. Critics call this a violation of home rule and an unconstitutional overreach. The administration is pushing the boundaries of executive power. Local officials are preparing for a legal showdown. The outcome could reshape the balance of power between federal and local governments nationwide. Mayor Muriel Bowser rejects the president's crisis narrative. She points to falling violent crime rates and insists there's no emergency justifying federal intervention. The mayor argues that local, community-focused strategies are working, and that federal agents unfamiliar with DC could do more harm than good. She warns that trust between police and residents is at risk. Many locals see the federal deployment as an occupation, not protection. There's strong pride in DC's identity and a belief that solutions should come from within. The clash is stark, a president demanding top-down control versus a mayor defending self-governance. Residents are caught in the middle, their city's future at stake. The battle is about more than crime, it's about who decides what's best for DC. Two visions for Washington are on a collision course. The city waits as President Trump prepares to announce his full plan. Protesters, officials, and residents are all on edge, uncertain what the future holds. The president could take over the DC police or push for a federally led partnership. Either would reshape the city's governance. The fate of the homeless, the role of federal agents, and the autonomy of local leaders all hang in the balance. Supporters hope for renewed safety. Critics fear loss of control and civil liberties. The protest outside the White House is a sign of deep anxiety and division. DC stands at a crossroads, its future to be decided by forces beyond its control. The president's announcement will set the course for the city, and perhaps the nation. As Washington holds its breath, the stakes could not be higher. The city's identity, autonomy, and community are all on the line. The next chapter will be written in the coming hours. For now, DC can only wait and watch. The world is watching too.